Hello. I want I'm here to talk to you today about the narcissist and the seven deadly sins. Okay. First, you need to understand what you're dealing with. Maybe if you had more sight of who it is that you're dealing with, then you know how to operate and how to move, how to treat them. So, the first thing is the narcissist always operates out of the seven deadly sins. Hallelujah. The seven deadly sins always accompany the narcissist. If you open your eyes, open your spiritual eyes, you'll see. So we're going to go through the seven deadly sins real quick and the cures. Because sometimes, you might be the narcissist or the toxic person, but you don't even realize it. And the only way a narcissist can change is but by the hand of God, the almighty, one and true living God. Yeah. He is the only one who can change their heart and renew their minds. Okay? So, the first thing we're going to talk about is gluttony. Gluttony is the excessive ongoing eating of food or drink. Now, see, I can talk to you today about it because I have some testimony in it. I was involved with a narcissist. Matter of fact, more than one. And I have learned through spiritual knowledge, through communicating with Abba and from his word, how, this is a spirit. We living in a spirit world, a spirit realm. And these things will follow you. And you not even be aware. This spirit can follow you if you're not even aware. You got to have your eyes open to see it. And so then you know how to deal and respond accordingly. But gluttony, the excessive ongoing eating of food or drink. So, 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, therefore, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Narcissists don't do that. They don't know when to stop. The narcissist I was seeing was a drinker, an alcoholic from sun up to sundown. He would wake up out of his sleep and drink. He couldn't rest. He just had to. But when I met him, it started out as, he asked me if I would have liked to drink, because he was going to have a drink. No, I recused myself, but I didn't judge him for having a drink, because, you can't automatically assume a person is an alcoholic because you see them have one drink. Some people do drink socially, So, at that time, I was just unawares. And I began to realize that this person had a problem because it was excessive drinking. And you know what, when a person is drinking alcohol obsessively, then they get drunk, and then other sins come in. You did other spirits, which opens the door to all kind of demonic spirit and activity. But that's another message. So, the cure for gluttony is temperance, because it plants the desire to be healthy, making you fit to serve others. So if you're dealing with the spirit of gluttony, take a minute to just self-reflect or reflect in your own life. Do you see this spirit operating around you or in you? Do you see someone or yourself dealing with an excessive spirit to eat? You just never enough or drink? Because temperance is the cure for that. It'll make you fit to serve others. Someone who's constantly eating is not healthy enough to go out and be of service to others. Your health won't allow it. Someone who's constantly drinking, constantly doing drugs, your mind is not fit to go out and serve others. You're no fit for the kingdom, to be of service, because you too wrapped up in gluttony. You too wrapped up in letting the thing control you instead of you controlling the thing. You're not doing it to the glory of God, but for your own vainglory. The second sin is lust. This is a strong passion or longing, especially for sexual desires. 2 Timothy 2:22 says, "To flee also youthful lust, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace." Okay? So chastity or self-control cures lust. Abstinence cures lust. By controlling passion and restricting that energy for the good of others. Self-control will cure lust. Saying no. Remember Joseph in the Bible. Joseph walking around after he had been blessed, the hand of Yah upon him, and so he's become put over his overseer's house. The man put him in charge of everything, and his wife seeing that, and she began to lust behind Joseph, to the point to where she said, because see, if you notice throughout time, and this is a perfect example, some women can be attracted to power, to a man in power. She's seeing him in power. Now, I looked at this because I'm thinking, like, in all actuality, the stuff wasn't even Joseph. The stuff that he was put in charge of wasn't even his. It belonged to her husband, to the man that she was married to. But because she saw another man walking in the power of it and handling it, she began to lust after him. It was something about him having control and making moves and being the boss. And it says he was a good-looking man too. The word says he was a good-looking man. So just seeing him operating in his man status, turn the woman on, to the point to where she told him, "Look, I want you. Let's hook up." And he was like, "No, but you my overseer's wife." She didn't care, but he did. And the woman started grabbing on him to the point to where that man came out of his coat. Like, she pulling on him and stuff. He had to actually come out of his coat and flee. So sometimes, if it takes for you to keep yourself from lust and passion like that. Sometimes you got to run from that enemy, you know? That's one of them occasions where you got to run, because sex is the only sin that we commit. Fornication against the body. So he had to remove his body from that. There was some self-control. Like, sometimes you just got to get out the way. You know, don't put yourself in that environment. Okay. So the third one is greed. Greed is another deadly sin. And it is the excessive pursuit of material things. Ecclesiastes 5:10 says, "He that loves silver shall not be satisfied with silver. Neither he that loves abundance would increase. This is also vanity or futility." You know, it's just a useless cycle with them. It's never enough. Like, no matter how much they get or what they get, is never enough. They are never satisfied. They are insatiable. It is in excess. Anything in excess, you delving in deadly sins. Straight up. The cure for greed is charity. By putting the desire to help others above storing up treasure for yourself. You know, instead of hoarding it all and keeping it all for you, me, you willing to open your hand and give to somebody else, help somebody else, bless somebody else who's less fortunate. You know, even if they're not less fortunate, it's just being kind and extending it to someone else, so something else can come back to you. Narcissists can't do this. With their narcissist, it's all about them. They are greedy. They have a sense of entitlement. They think everything is about them. They think they were sent here to this world on this planet, and everything is about them and revolves around them. Their world is built around them. And if you, unfortunately, got sucked into their world, there's hope. Okay? There's hope. There is a way out. And I'm here to help you and tell you. Because I made it out by the hand of Yah. The fourth deadly sin is slothfulness, excessive laziness, or failure to act and use, one's talents. Narcissists are super lazy. Super lazy. And don't get me wrong. I can't speak for them all, but I know that the one that I knew, well, I can't say I've seen this trait, because I have come to realize that I have encountered more than one. They are intelligent people. They are intelligent people. How the word would say, they get in where they fit in. Some of them, you wouldn't know them until you get close to them to see. Because that's how good they can get in where they fit in. They watch you. They imitate you. They're mimics. They have a mimic spirit. And so they will watch you and imitate you and do what you do, have you thinking that y'all got things in common, when in all actuality you have nothing in common. Nothing in common. Except you breathe the same air. They don't even believe in God. Narcissists are antichrist. They are atheists. They think they are their own gods. They don't think they have to answer to nobody. That goes into another deadly sin. But they have gifts and talents. These people have gifts that could make them money, make them successful. Because they have intelligence, but they will not use it because they are too lazy. They feel too entitled to work. And so therefore they'll let you do the work and they'll take the credit for it. You see this with narcissistic bosses, narcissistic friends, narcissistic schoolmates, any project you may have or something, but they will take the credit for it, even though they didn't help with it at all or barely. They did the minimal. That's what they're only willing to give, the minimal of what it takes to keep you locked in. Whether that be at work, whether that be at school, whether that be at church, whether it be at home, they will only give you the minimal to keep you locked in, to have you keep on giving, while they keep being lazy. Proverbs 6:6 says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise." Diligence or zeal is the only thing that can cure slothfulness. Got to be willing to strive to work at something to keep it up until you see that thing accomplished. Or just try. Just the fact that a person is trying, even if they aren't successful at it, the first, second, or third, or fourth time, at least they're trying, which means they are doing something and not just sitting around not doing nothing. The fifth deadly sin is wrath, which is a strong anger, hate towards another person. Romans 12:19 says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Most High." That's why, now, a narcissist will provoke you to anger on purpose because they have no temperance. They have no fear of God. They operating out of the 7 deadly sins, so they don't care about you getting mad, because inside they already mad. They're already angry, mad at the world. And they stay operating out of this mind frame, out of this weird sense of entitlement, where they feel slighted in life because things are not what they want them to be. Not realizing the fact that they didn't work for it. They know they ain't working for it, but they still yet feel entitled to it. And so how do they ascertain to get it? By getting it through you, the giver, because narcissists are the takers. So they get it through you, the giver, the empath, the one with the heart, the light. Narcissists are attracted to the light, like moths to a flame. They can't stand you, but they want to be you. So they imitate you. They are the ones the Bible talks about. Disguise themselves as angels of light. That's the narcissist in disguise. So they'll pretend to be nice. They'll play nice. They'll smile in your face. They watch you intently and do everything that you do. That's why when you hear them say the devil go to church, he sure does. You know, they watch you. They want to be the light, but because they have no light. And yet they can't stand the light. They hate it. They are jealous of you. But will sit right there and smile in your face. You have to be careful with them. Because they are your enemies. Secretly, they know it, but you're not aware. They are your enemy. And what does the word tell us about the enemy? The enemy comes but to steal, kill, and destroy. The narcissist wants to steal from you. That's why the narcissist came into your life, to steal from you. Steal what? Your joy, your peace, your happiness, your money, your time. Because you know time you can't get back. Your health, your vitality. Oh, it gets deep. Because, see, some of these narcissists are also energy vampires. So they will come and drain the very life out of you. They will not only take your joy, they will suck the very life out of you. Steal your very vitality. When you met them, you walking around looking 10 years younger. And after this narcissism wore you down, you looking 20 years, 10 years older than what you actually are. Because they done sucked and drained your vitality out of you. Sucking the very virtue out of you. These are the men. In 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 9. These are the men that is talking about. They creep into silly women houses laden with lust. You know, narcissists are charming. They know what to say. Because like I said, they watch you. They know how to get to you. They listen very intently. Because their objective is to win. They look at you, everything like it's a game. And their objective is always to win. They want you to lose. In their eyes, you are the loser. It's only about them. They can't lose in their heads. That's all they thinking. I can't lose no matter what it is. No matter how minuscule. No matter how large. No matter how small. They don't want to lose. They only want to take. And you give. Okay? Back to the deadly sins. So, patience cures wrath by understanding the needs and desires of others before acting and speaking. Listening is the antidote of wrath. See, with a narcissist, they ain't trying to hear nothing you say. That's why because they lie. They're always lying. So, they tell so many lies to where they start forgetting. Because it's just one lie after another. And so then, when you start questioning because you are, a realist living in, walking in a conscious reality with a good understanding, because Yah did not give you the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so because you're operating out of a sound mind, you question, hey, I thought you said, but didn't you? Because you know a lie when you hear a lie. Also, and it's even multiplied if you operating out of the gifts. especially if you have the gift of discernment. Hallelujah. Okay? You know a lie when you hear a lie. A narcissist will get angry if you question them. You know why? Because they can't keep up with the lies. They done told so many, they done forgot what they said. Now you calling them out on the lie. So they operating out of wrath constantly. If you asking your mate something, and you asking that person something, or it could be your sibling, it could be your mother, it could be your father. It don't have to be objectively a spouse or a lover, but it could be your boss or somebody. If you're asking them questions, a friend, and they always angry because you just asked a simple question, you dealing with a narcissist. They operate out of wrath. Okay? That's what they do. They don't have no patience. And they don't listen. Except when they need to. All right? They only listen enough to get the info that they want. Beware when the narcissist is asking you questions. That's what you need to watch for, because they only want information that will benefit them. If not now, then in the long run. Because they always have to win by any means necessary. A narcissist will blackmail you with something you told them. A narcissist will pretend like they care for you and ask you personal information, only to turn around and use that same information that they got out of you, out of a loving, kindly spirit, out of a fake, compassionate spirit, out of I can't even call it that, out of a beguiling and crafty spirit is actually what it is. They will turn around and use your information against you and whip you with your own information that you gave meekly and honestly confiding in them. So listening is an antidote to wrath. If you are the narcissist and someone's trying to talk to you, instead of flying off the handle, listen to what that person is saying. Because if you listen, a lot of problems could be solved. And it not have to be an ongoing thing. The words say, come and let's reason together. Meet at the table. Iron sharpens iron. Hey, I don't like when what happened? I don't like when you did this. If you're listening and hearing what that person is saying, and then make adjustments, problem solved. No more arguing, no more wrath. We aren't supposed to give place to wrath. All right, so envy, the sixth deadliest sin. Envy is the intense desire to have an item that someone else possesses or has. Now, when you dealing with envy, we done got into, this is one of the 10 commandments. It deals with covetousness. Thou shalt not covet. The commandments even got on into it. Thy neighbor's wife, thy neighbor's house. Nothing your neighbor has should you covet. This was a direct command from the throne, the heavenly throne, from the mouth of the Most High. We ain't supposed to do it. But a narcissist operates out of this. A narcissist has a keeping up with the Jones mentality. They always got to outdo you. And they can't stand to see you doing better than them. So they're envious. They get jealous. And some of them will even sabotage your thing because they don't have a thing of their own. They want your thing. If they don't sabotage it, they'll take it. They'll steal it. Your thing will come up missing. You wondering where your thing is, where your money is. The narcissist took it because they didn't have none and they wanted some. So they took your money. How do I know? Because he did it to me. He stole my money. Little did he know, though, the Most High saw everything. The narcissist, if he don't have an automobile or she don't have an automobile, will take your car keys. They'll take your car. They act like your things are their things because they want your things. A narcissist that don't have nowhere to stay will act like your house or your apartment or your place is their thing. Their place to live, their habitation, because they don't have none. So then they want to come inside your abode and run you and treat it like it's theirs and start changing things around and moving things around because they're envious, because they're operating out of envy and jealousy. Not good. Proverbs 14:30 says a sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rotten to the bone. Kindness cures envy. Kindness is the antidote to envy, placing the desire to help others above the need to outdo them. It gets rid of the keeping up with the Jones mentality. Remember Ahab? Remember Jezebel's husband Ahab? Remember Nabal? Now Ahab lived in the palace. He was the king. Lived in the palace. All the kingdom belonged to him. You know, people had their respected properties and stuff by birthright, and little old Nabal, somebody who lived in the kingdom, had a vineyard next to Ahab's palace. And it was blessed, you know. It was blessed. It was his birthright. It was blessed. Nabal was a man of the Most High. He was an Israelite, a Jew. Man, Ahab seen that vineyard, even though Ahab had his own. He wanted Nabal's vineyards. The words say that Ahab started pouting like a kid. He couldn't even eat. He couldn't sleep. He pouted that hard. Well, this grown man couldn't eat or sleep. He just was so distressed. I want Nabal's vineyard. I want Nabal's vineyard. When Jezebel came asking, what's wrong,